Yo, what up vloggers? It's EJ from Teammates TCG, and I'm going to be showing you a Rakdos burn deck tech from the new Ravnica Allegiance set. So here we got Anish Chaibi, and he's showing off this burn deck. So basically we're running as many lightning bolts and pings as we possibly can. These are pretty much all the cards that shock in standard. So this guy's running pretty much only spells. We've got Shock, Sovereign's Bite, Lightning Strike, Light Up, Skewer the Critics, Risk Factor, Sword Point Diplomacy, and Electrodominance. He's basically running 4 obs, and he's got 10 straight Dodger to help him enable the new Spectacle mechanic on these Light Up the Stage and Skewer the Critic cards. So Spectacle is if if your opponent already lost life this turn, then you could pay these cards for a cheaper mana cost. So you can get a whole bunch more value. So I'm going to show you my list in Arena. All right. So I don't have all the cards, but I'll tell you what you really need to get this deck going. You're going to run like 20 lands. You're definitely going to need, 4 shocks, 4 lightning strikes, 4 sovereigns bites, and then you're going to want to make the new spectacle cards Light Up the Stage and Skewer the Critics because they're both really good if you can enable that spectacle. So these are the new cards that you're probably going to have to craft that I highly recommend. And then to keep the engine of the deck going, you really need to run as many risk factors and sword point diplomacies as possible. So these cards, basically, they're like your main way to draw. And by playing these cards, like sword point diplomacy forces your opponent to like pick and choose what you get. And if they're at 9 health already, it makes them lose 3 for each card they want to exile. So you're pretty much forcing them to draw cards. So you want to get them as weak as possible first, and then you want to play Sword Point Diplomacy and Risk Factor because they're going to have to let you draw cards or else they're going to lose. So, and Risk Factor is also really good just because of Jumpstart. Because even having 3 Risk Factors, you can Jumpstart it. You can basically play this card 6 times, and if you run 4, 8 times. Um, and then I'm actually running a lot of creatures because I don't have all the cards in this deck. So Guttersnipe and Electrostatic Field, they enable Spectacle, and they're just additional damage. Runaway Steam-Kin, he just gets bigger and then gives you mana so you can play more cards. Fanatical Firebrand, I only play him so I can ping, just so I can enable that Spectacle and just so I can keep on dealing that early damage. So I could turn 1 Mountain, Fanatical Firebrand, opponent concedes. And then we've got 2 other new cards. We've got Electrodominance. So Electrodominance says deal X damage to any target, and then you may cast a card with converted mana cost X or less. So this card is basically like a shock, and then I'm saying that as like we could pay X as 2, and then we could play almost all the cards in our deck. We could play Lightning Strike, Sovereign's Bite, and Shock just right off the bat. And then I've got Theater of Horrors, which lets you, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if an opponent lost life this turn, you may play cards exile with Theater of Horrors. So this enchantment is basically, it's almost like you're drawing 2 cards per turn. One is an exile, and you draw 1 from your hand. And then you can also play those cards. So it helps you accelerate, look through your deck, get your lands, get your cards you need to play. Um, and so for most of our matchups, you just want to like run straight ahead and just try and kill your opponent as quickly as possible. However, if you're dealing with like a life gain matchup, life gain is pretty much your worst matchup because they kind of counter the effects of your burn deck. So when you're playing life gain, you just want to like get rid of whatever they have that's giving them life. So if they have something that a lifelink creature, you've got to kill it. And that's the reason I've got this teched lava coil in case I got to get rid of a slightly bigger creature. Um, but really, I would recommend running the original build with maybe Guttersnipe, Electrostatic Field, and Firebrand, just because they help enable the rest of the deck, and they just combo well. They're very synergistic. And I run Banefire, but again, I would replace Banefire with Electrodominance if I had more of them. And I'm just gonna go play a match, and let's see if we can get a win with our Rakdos burn. Alright, so I'm going to keep this hand. I like this hand. It just, it gives us all our colors. Preferably you want to have like 2 red. Because you need 1 mountain for your, shocks typically, because you play more of those red spells. And then you need another one so you can enable Spectacle. But I'm just going to turn 1 shock. We're going to end this guy as quickly as we possibly can. Uh-oh, Merfolk. I hate Merfolk. Alright, this hand is actually looking really incredible. I like Sovereign's Bite. Gaining life is always good, at least for us. Lets us combat other burn decks as well. So we're definitely going to play Theater of Horrors next turn. Very easily we're going to get ahead. So occasionally you might find yourself in a scenario where like your opponent's creatures might overwhelm you first, but like right here I feel like our opponent's he's too slow. He's not gonna be able to catch up. He's hitting us for 3 and I can gain 3 with Sovereign's Bite. I think, yeah, I want to play the Sovereign's Bite. Just gain my life back. Because, he's up to 5. Play this Swamp. Then hopefully, if we can like draw into a mountain, I'll be able to, shock him, play my Guttersnipe, and get a Skewer off. Alright, so this is looking actually pretty bad to me. He's catching up fairly quick. And we only have 1 source of red. I'm gonna drop the Guttersnipe in case he gets a little too big for comfort. Then we could probably block one of his attacks. Alright, so if I don't block, I'm going to take 11. And I would need to draw into another red. I could do 6. And then that's 4 more. That's only 10 damage. Unless we draw into like Electrodominance. Alright, alright. So this is actually kind of close. We definitely have the Sovereign's Bite. So this enables our Spectacle, and then we're gonna get his Merfolk Mistbinder. And then we're not gonna attack. This way We should be able to block his Kumena's Speaker, survive next turn unless he plays some kind of counter. Makes his guys a little bit bigger. Or another one of those Merfolk Mistbinders. Alright, so we're going to have to get a little lucky because he definitely has some trick in his hand. Yep, that's GG. That was actually a fairly close game. We'll do another one. Yeah, if we had another mountain, we would have won next turn. Just with a lightning strike in our goblin. So this deck is very iffy. That was a good hand, but maybe we should have focused more on killing his creatures instead of just going face. Alright, this is another risky keep, but because we have light up the stage, like we could go turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. So I like the way that curves off on our hand. So it's a decent hand. It still sucks only having one source of red. Alright, there we go, we're fine. Oops, did not want to do that. Just gonna attack. I love that spectacle animation. I want to drop the Electrostatic Field. I like Electrostatic Field just because it pings, so that enables our spectacle, and it's just a good blocker. Alright, so we can actually play this and light up the stage because of our spectacle. We gotta watch out. This is the type of deck that usually has some life gain mechanic going on. Black-white. Or maybe the new Afterlife or Orzhov. Usually maybe vampires and lifelink. And he concedes. He can't keep up. He missed a land drop. Or he probably missed a land drop. Yeah, we just had a lot of energy going on that game. Alright, we'll play one more. See if we could go 2-1. Alright, so this is a very bad hand. Not enough mana. Alright, I'll keep this. And we'll try and go for a mountain on top. Bottom that. Oh, wow. Alright, so mono red versus mono red. So this is a slightly different strategy. But I think I'm just going to pop down Electrostatic Field because he simply has to deal with that. And that makes him he's not burning me. He's got to burn my field instead. So he could, if he has a lava coil. Oh, that's a lot of hasty boys. Alright, so he's tapped out. I'm going to say that the worst one of these is the Firebrand. Because he could sacrifice it, maybe kill one of our guys. I think him swinging out here is probably a mistake. We'll see. So, dealing 1 damage for every spell doesn't seem like that bad, but it adds up. And our opponent's gonna really struggle. Especially since we could block one of his damage every turn. Other 10 Street Dodger. So there's no point in blocking the 10 Street Dodgers, because he could pay 1 and activate their ability. Not like kill them anyways. Or even if they deal. Alright. We get Electrodominance and then Shock. And that would be 4, 5, or no, it would be 1, 3, 5, and then hit him. But I think I would prefer to slow him down a little bit. I'm only going to pay 1. And this way we're still hitting him for 2 damage. And we're getting rid of 2 of his guys. Because we really don't want him to pick up pace. We want to be faster. But if he's going to be faster, we have to deal with his board. So I think, and then I'm a little conflicted, but I think I want to get rid of the 10 Street Dodger because we could just block the Torch Courier because he could pay for those 2. Curious why he runs this. Maybe he might just have it just for the haste. But if he throws down a big creature and then sacrifices this, that would be troublesome. So I would like to save the Lava Coil just for that scenario. Alright. I changed my mind. Whatever he has in his hand, because he didn't play it last turn, it's probably like some type of dud. Yeah, it was, probably has double mounted. Now he can't do anything. And now we can recover. And we can pay 1 to activate 10 Street Dodger. Can't be blocked. Yeah, our opponent is, I guess they're not drawing into any of their cards that they needed. Ooh, that's annoying. We just need a lightning strike to win, or a shock. Any of our damaging cards, and we really haven't played. We played 1 of each. Alright, we really don't want him. Alright, that's game. Easy peasy. And we get a little overkill. Alright, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. That's Rakdos Burn. I'm going to put links and the deck list, my deck list, and the link to the original deck list in the description. Thanks for watching.